Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Angus Glen Community Centre for the final round-robin game here of the Central Region Championship between the Markham Waxers and the Waterloo Wolves. All four teams have been confirmed for the semifinals, but some seeding can change. The Markham Waxers locked into the 4 seed. The North Shore Whitecaps locked into the 3 seed, but the 1 and 2 still to be determined. As we take a look at the standings, the Toronto Titans with their regulation win earlier in the day over Ottawa Myers Automotive, that puts them in first place at 13 points. The Waterloo Wolves with a regulation win tonight against the Markham Waxers, they would be the 1 seed. The North Shore Whitecaps with their victory over the North Bay Trappers, they are locked into the 3 seed and they will play at 12 o'clock tomorrow. While the Markham Waxers, they are actually over Ottawa Myers Automotive. Ottawa Myers Automotive and North Bay have officially been eliminated from the championship. So it's Markham, North Shore, Waterloo, and Toronto, the final 4 standing. As Waterloo has the stakes in their hands. Markham already locked into the 4 seed, as they will use this as a preparation game. These two teams have met before. It was a 2-0 victory for the Waterloo Wolves back in the Ottawa Senators showcase in October. But as Kyle Morrison said, it was each team's 3rd game of the day. Everyone was tired, and it was early in the season. Both these teams have changed, and we should be in for a great one. As we'll throw it down to rink level for player introductions and the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Look at the starting lineup for the home side, the Waterloo Wolves. Between the pipes tonight, number 1, Grady McCall gets the call. A 2-0 record in the championship with an .865 save percentage and a .347 goals against average. In front of him, Ball and maybe on the back end, Marks, Forwell, and Alves up front. On the other end for the Markham Waxers, starting in goal, it's Lucas Carpino. He's got an 0-1-1 record in the championship with a 4.03 goals against average and an .877 save percentage. In front of him, Billingsley and McMullen on the back end, with Belmonte, Silver, and Anselmo up front. Should be in for a great one today Forwell against Belmonte. The Waxers captain on the draw, just in his second game of the championship. And we are underway, the final game of the round robin. A Waterloo regulation win would set up this exact game, a rematch for tomorrow, as Anselmo to the front of the net. He can't get the shot off. Long shot in will be gloved down by McCall. But if the Waterloo Wolves are to win this game, they will face the Markham Waxers at 3:30 tomorrow as the 1 versus 4 game. Waterloo needing a regulation win to get the 1 seed. They are the only undefeated team to this point at 4-0. Silver has the one knocked off his stick as Marks moves it out the other way. Drops it off at the line as the shuffle pass through is knocked down by Billingsley. McMullen around as it'll be worked out quickly by the Waxers. Passes tied up in front of the Wolves bench as Forwell goes back behind his own net. Forwell was ejected from yesterday's game against the Toronto Titans as he takes a hard hit in front of the penalty benches. Forwell ejected after a checking from behind 2 and 10. Back in the lineup today. Markham the other way as Smith gets across the line. He has it taken away by Ball. Michael Ball, 8 points on the tournament, 2 goals and 6 assists for the offensive defenseman as Maybe fires a shot to the far side corner, fast on it first. Can't clear the line as Humphrey gets taken down, feet out from under him, and that will be a penalty early on. Just a minute 30 in, and the Wolves to the man advantage. To the box, it's Chase Martin. Waterloo's power play has been lethal this championship. They are 10 for 21, 47.6% on the power play. The Waxers penalty kill, third in the championship at 86.3%. Waterloo's power play went 5 for 7 on Wednesday against the North Bay Trappers in the 9-1 victory. Up to the point, Ball to Maybe. Maybe lets it fly as it's turned away by the right pad of Carpino. Ball across Maybe to Ball. Over Forwell. He makes a nice move to the middle, has it poked away but recovered by Ball. He'll work it down towards the goal line, looking up for Forwell at the point. Long shot in is blocked in front. Forwell regains. Sauces it over to Maybe. Return feed Forwell. Long shot in, deflection in front, knocked away by Carpino. Maybe at the point. Across for Ball. He'll work it down as the return feed Maybe clears the line as he's got to go back and retrieve. Quick chip off the board, springs Forwell on the attack. He gets bumped off the puck by DeFilippis. Backdoor feed, Strauss to Marks, and he missed the on cage. Wyatt Marks with the 2 goals in yesterday's game, including the overtime winner against the Titans, can't capitalize there. Strauss to the point. Maybe swings it down Forwell to Strauss. He fires off the shin pads and out of the zone. DeFilippis with a big time block as Markham goes for the wholesale change. Second unit comes out for Waterloo. Near Eisel advances as it's across the line and into the zone. Ishwaran turns out of danger as looks to clear the zone, and it comes all the way back down, applying the pressure, Ashton Ellis. One name you won't see today on the Markham Waxers, Gavin Whiston. He gets the night off, according to Dan Dow. A youngest shot off the blocker of Carpino. Whiston's been playing a lot of minutes this week, including power play, penalty kill, even strength. So he gets the night off to rest up for the semis tomorrow. Long shot in, they score! Near Eisel's point shot tipped in front, and the Wolves lead 1-0. Logan Young getting a stick on the point shot from near Izell. And it's a tip in on the back door, hiding behind the goaltender Carpino. As Waterloo strikes first here. We're less than 4 minutes in. Somebody played around the boards, bouncing puck over the middle. Moved up quickly as Anselmo gets it over to Silver. Silver goes behind the back, nearly lost control. Bonneville gets a stick on it, but held at the line by Billingsley. Long lead feed, knocked down by Silver as Hobson was looking for the clear. Played back across as Hobson with the steal. He's back in on the attack. Hobson to the forehand, can't get the shot through a sea of bodies. Up to the point, Strauss. D to D, nice knockdown. Firing in his Howell as the puck goes to the corner. Humphrey with it. Takes it behind the goal. Backhand spin pass, try and get it out front. Bonneville takes. He's checked off to the boards as that was moved to the slot quickly. Hobson can't get a clean shot off. Pass across is controlling McMullen. Long home run shot. Knocked down by Strauss as it's across the line. Belmonte hasn't knocked off his stick and it clears the center. Silver sauces it back as Bodner moves it up the middle. Belmonte turns it over. Strauss dumps it off Forwell. Forwell into the zone. Great move. He shoots. And it's turned away off the post. Nirazell in. Turned away by the left pad of Carpino. Bouncing puck. Forwell can't get to it first. It's worked out quickly the other way. Across the line, Anselmo to the outside. He fires a shot that misses on the near side. Forwell now a chance the other way, trying to get control of it. He goes down as Bodner rings it around the boards. That one held at the line as Forwell lost his stick. Markham in transition. It's dumped off to Martin to the outside. Back heel feed. He's looking for Gladys. He'll move it to the front of the net as Miller looking to move it out. As Kuhneman takes away. Kuhneman trouble balancing it as pushed to the far side for Holman. Smith comes in with the big check. Miller with it across the line. Long shot in. It gets deflected in front. Will be swooped up by Reed Smith. He'll work it out the other way. Smith going right up the middle. Offside the call. We'd like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner in the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Face-off won back by Waterloo. Markham with it in their own end, looking for the clear. As it's played right across the line, held in by Ball, long shot in, turned away by Carpino. Waterloo still on the attack, shots 5-1 in the early goings in favor of the Wolves. March knocks it down. Marks wasn't sure if he's going to be back this season. Set to have season-ending shoulder surgery. Able to make the recovery and come back this season after a long process. He came back in the Alliance Finals against the Elgin Middlesex Canucks. And Kyle Morrison mentioning that he's got a ton of energy, he's got a ton of toughness, he's a true power forward, and he's been getting better and better every game. He's been getting more responsibility every game he plays, especially yesterday with Forwell being ejected. Gets put right into the thick of the lineup, and he contributed the game-winning goal. Nirazell, that one's off the boot and played right back around. Nice lead feed from Young as Humphrey is sprung into the attack. He'll leave it off at the point. He's immediately checked as working it out is McMullen. He'll spin back and flip it over the middle. Nirazell chips it forward. Bruno across the line. He'll fire it right on target as McCall covers it up as Bruno getting shoved right out. Waterloo not taking anything. There's a look at head coach Kyle Morrison and his staff. Mentioning yesterday's game was a strong battle back after Forwell was ejected from the game. Toronto scored 2 quick goals after that point, but Waterloo fought back, able to get the game to overtime, and as aforementioned, marched with the OT winner. Lead feet Sinclair on the far side. He'll take it across the line. Sharp angle shot is turned away. Feet up to the point as the long shot in. Forwell on the doorstep trying to bank it off. And in off Carpino, but no cigar as Belmonte will go on the attack the other way. Flips it forward, just offside. The Markham captain getting in a step too early. Noah Belmonte tied with his teammate Justin Anselmo in goals and points this year. Had 1 assist on the lone Markham goal yesterday in the 3-1 loss against the North Shore Whitecaps, their OMHA rivals. Both OMHA teams moving on to the semifinals tomorrow. North Shore will play at 12 o'clock. And Markham at 3:30 when dumped into the offensive end. Howell to Hobson as it's moved right across. Markham has to tag up as DeFilippis won in a little too soon before Silver came back. Aaron Howell, the Cambridge, Ontario native, waits behind his net. Gets it to Strauss. Looking to drop it back for Silver as here comes Belmonte in the offensive end. Behind the back pass, looking for Anselmo. Couldn't get the clean shot off. Up to the point. Bodner, a long shot blocked in front. DeFilippis on the rebound, the sharp angle, and Grady McCall making the squeeze. Grady McCall was fantastic this season. He had a 14-1 record in the Alliance with a 1.57 goals against average. That number jumped up to 1.13 in the postseason. Has had his struggles throughout the week. He was involved in the 7-6 overtime loss against Ottawa Myers Automotive on Monday. And he was on the hook during the 9-1 victory. So a very clean game from McCall in a bounce back spot. Only faced 22 shots against the Trappers in that victory. Maybe across the line to Ball. Ball will work it up as it's played into the offensive end. High bouncing puck for Gladys as he'll chop it out the other way. Off the glass, off the shin and forward as Martin will play it all the way back to his own end. Puck advanced forward as he'll be knocked down Bonneville. Bonneville moves it into the offensive end. He's across the blue line. He'll wait. Fires a shot that misses wide of the target of Carpino. Kuhneman off the boards and down low for Smith. Bonneville will walk it around, moves it out front, but it's taken away by the Waxers as here comes Smith with a burst of speed down the wing. He'll hit the brakes. He's got to take a 1-on-3. Leaves it off. A nice pass to Costanza. Shot blocked in front by Ball. An incredible block by the 6-foot defenseman. Michael Ball with the hustle. 8 points on the tournament for Ball, but showcasing the defensive skill. Putting the body on the line as he denies that last chance. 9:43 to go here in the first. Costanza kicked. And in to take the draw will be Aloisi. Face off one back as Gata goes for the pin on Nirazel. He wrestles him to the ground as Aloisi will chop it behind the boards as Gata and Nirazel still going at it behind the play. Miller taps it up as Gata was looking to run Miller. Humphrey He has it turned over as going the other way was Aloisi. And here comes a chance for Humphrey against Billingsley. He's taken down. As it's tied up on the near side boards. Gatta moves it over the middle. Costanza to Aloisi on the outside. Aloisi with a burst of speed. He'll spin back towards the blue line. Cycles it towards the front of the net. Puck is loose in the creases. Gatta hammers his man. Near-Eisel and Gatta getting into it. And the ref just said both. And we might get some more. Lorenzo Gatta and Jackson Near-Eisel likely both headed to the box. We'll see if any more are joining the parade. It's actually not Near-Eisel going, it's Nathan Miller. I think the officials got the wrong man there. As Nathan Miller in disbelief getting sent to the box. That is certainly the wrong player that they just sent off. And it's going to be a power play, I believe. And it looked like a spearing call was just shown by the official, which will mean that's a 4. There's offsetting roughing calls to Gatta and Miller. And it is. The spearing call made, so Waterloo to the long power play. Not the team you want to give a 4-man or 4-minute advantage to, is with it on the line, maybe back up top, ball, Forwell, across the line, maybe, fires the shot that misses wide of the target as McMullen clears the zone. Spearing a mandatory 4 minutes. The double minor as Forwell slingshots it back for maybe as Belmonte goes after Forwell. Humphrey leaves it off. Up top ball. Swings it down Forwell. Cross for maybe. He scores! Chris Maybe. Power play goal, and the Wolves make it 2-0. This Waterloo power play is lights out. Just a quick passing play. Ball to Forwell. Forwell to maybe. Maybe to the back of the net. Zach Forwell, the primary assist. That gives him 9 points this week. His 6th assist. Michael Ball picking up his 9th point as well. His 7th assist. And for Chris Maybe, the Guelph, Ontario native, his 2nd goal of the week. Waterloo back to the power play. 2 minutes still remain in the 4-minute double minor. Played behind the net, D. Philippus. He'll have it in the corner as the puck just squirts free of the line. Ball back to it. Ball to Maybe. Return feed as Maybe walks it up ice. Leaves it off for Ball. Dumps it for Humphrey. Here comes Humphrey across the line. Maybe waits. To Ball. Takes it over to the right flank. Long pass across, intended for Forwell. Will be clear to the zone. Maybe spins back across the line. He'll ring it all the way around, intended for Humphrey. He'll let it go as Ball holds at the point. Moves it to Humphrey. Across the middle. Forwell walks in. Waits! The patience shown on the back door, trying to jam it home. Waited a little too long as it's kept out of the back of the net. Carpino with a big-time save as Forwell pumped, and did not pull the trigger. More pushing and shoving after the whistle as Bodner getting involved. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. 56 seconds on the power play. Second unit out for the Wolves. Strauss across the line. Young moves it over near Eisel. Toe drag. He fires. Scooped up by Carpino. 7:10 to go in the first. 45 seconds on the power play. Jackson near Eisel, a Kitchener, Ontario native. 26 points from the back end. Sinclair removed from the draw. In to take will be Emery Alves. Alves is tied up. Strauss at the line, moves it over. One-time shot, Young fans on it. Sinclair trying to bash away the side of the goal, and that's going to draw a crowd. A late poke after the whistle at Carpino. Nathan Miller and Lorenzo Ganna back from the box as Nathan Miller, you can tell he's not pleased he was going to the box. And it'll appear Alves is to the box, slashing the call, and that's the lone call. So that will do it for the Wolves power play. As Emery Alves, the only penalty there for slashing. For 36 seconds, we'll have 4-on-4 play, and then a minute 24 of a Markham Waxers power play. Bonneville takes that away as he'll leave it off for Kuhneman. Wolves looking to attack on the 4-on-4. Kuhneman in the middle, outside. Bonneville, a shot deflected by Billingsley up and into the mesh netting. Markham Waxers power play. 0 for 16 right now. Looking to try and jump on some rebounds, get pucks through to the net. That's what Dan Dow said, not making any personnel changes besides Whiston, who's not in the lineup today. 10 seconds left of 4-on-4 as Saucer forward for Martin as Nearazel breaks it up. Strauss with a burst of speed the other way. The defenseman's across the line. He pauses up, fires a shot, it's turned away. Strauss in on the attack as the Wolves now shorthanded for the next minute 14 as this one's retreated all the way back, and Nearazel will kill more and more time. Gives it back to Strauss. Nearly too many for the Wolves. It's Strauss fires it up and over everyone's head. 1 minute to go on the power play. McMullen waits behind his own goal. Waterloo 17 for 20 on the kill. Belmonte moves it to the outside. Fast takes it away and fires it into the offensive end. Knocked down by the glove of Bodner. Jackson Bodner, the Montreal, Quebec native, will work it out. Bodner fires it off the glass and in. McCall to make the play. He'll ring it up the boards as Anselmo takes. Moves it over Silver. Up top. Ishwaran. Belmonte, Ishwaran. Fakes the one-timer. Over to Silver. 13 seconds to go. Silver leaves it off Ishwaran. He waits. Gives it off. Down low, Belmonte. Comes around the circle. He fires a shot. Misses wide of the target. Ishwaran will fire it back in deep as Bodner looks to keep it alive. We're back to even strength with 5 to play here in the second. Puck pops high in the air as Anselmo keeps it going. Silver looks to work it around. Up to the point. Bodner waits. He fires a shot, glove down by McCall. Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offers championship gear available for order now. Here's the last chance as McCall, sharp when tested, hasn't been tested often in in the first period to this point. Shots 9-3 in favor of the Wolves. Face off one back. Billingsley fakes, waits, fires it off the end boards as Aloisi leaves it for no one as Nierizel walks it out. Hallman goes skate to stick as he'll move it forward. Taken by Aloisi, drops it off Costanza. Costanza in on the attack, driving the goal. Puck's loose in the slot as Humphrey scoops it up and takes it away. Moved up Hobson, he'll chip it around McMullen, but it's taken away by Costanza. He'll move it to Gata on the near side. Gata takes the check and goes in on Miller as coming around Aloisi. Miller walks it out. Fires it into the far side corner. Hallman's first to it. Swings it down low as Humphrey was looking for the quick play up to the point, but fanned on the pass. Aloisi across. Colton Ford off the leg of the official and in deep. McCall out to play it. Colton Ford played for the U10 Waxers this season, as that one will be just offside. Colton Ford had only 5 games played with the U18 squad this season. He had 21 points and 13 goals this season with the U16s. There's a look at the coaching staff of the Markham Waxers. As that one's turned over in tight, McCall, a great save! The sprawling right pad denies Bruno on the back door. Christian Bruno finds himself in all alone. A weird bouncing puck. Strauss couldn't control, and Bruno puts it right under his stick. McCall comes way out of the crease to come and try and poke check it away. Bruno, this quick move to the backhand, but couldn't tuck it around the big right pad. Puck will be moved out and held at the line. DeFilippis back on the attack, looking back door. Couldn't get it through to Ellis. Marks moves it out the other way. Ford chops at it, but Marks retains possession. He'll bring his man down to the ground with him. That one's flipped up and out of play. When speaking to Dan Nahu about the Waterloo Wolves and the matchup today, he mentioned discipline going to be a key factor against them. He knows about the power play that's connecting at 47.6%. They're already 1 for 3 on the day. Mentions that got to be careful with the third man high, help the defense out on the back check. They've got a lot of explosive scorers. As we've already seen, their 2 highest point talliers get on the score sheet as a rebound chance as Forwell. This is the awning cage with Carpino down. Smith throws his man into the boards as Markham works it in transition. Fired near side corner as maybe to ball over to Smith. Over the middle for Marks to the outside, maybe jumping up in the rush. He has it knocked off his stick as Cladis will leave it into the zone. Firing a shot, Martin up and over the target. Ahmed holds the line. Over to Smith. Looking for Martin, but it was blocked away as Ishwaran on the attack. The former member of the Cleveland Barons earlier this season dumps it in deep as Ball will ring it around the boards. Ishwaran chops at it back into the offensive end as Young comes with speed the other way. Young, great move to the backhand, turned away by Carpino. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first period. The Wolves lead by 2. That puck goes up and out of play. I'm talking to Dan Daou about the rivalry game against the North Shore Whitecaps yesterday. He mentioned that they were very undisciplined. Everyone knew what the game was going to be. It was going to be a lot of emotion going into that one, but the Whitecaps, they'll egg you on. And he mentioned that his team took some bad penalties and that hurt them in the early goings. North Shore took that game 3-1. Markham won the OMHA championship against the Whitecaps in overtime by a final score of 3-2. Noah Belmonte ejected from that game as it'll be played in deep. Miller chips it off the boards. It's fired to the weak side by McMullen. Nirizell behind his net. 72 seconds to play here in the first period. Nirizell will walk it up as that's deflected into the offensive end. A crafty play by Logan Young. Bonneville gets pinned. The puck scooches behind the goal line. Nirizell at the point, holds the line. Backdoor feed from Fast to Kuhneman. He's turned away on the back step by Carpino. 40 seconds and change to play. As Fast looking to strip Belmonte of the puck as jam play at the side. It took a weird bounce off the end boards as Waterloo in Carpino's face as he'll get moved out the other way. Silver across the line, has his pocket picked by Miller. One last rush potentially for the Wolves as Miller the lead feed. Fast a shot, he scores! Charlie Fast, the captain of the Wolves, has his first of the tournament, and it's 3-0 Waterloo. A quick give and go as Miller springs Fast all alone. He's got the one-on-one look with Carpino. And he fires it to the back of the net. Three 0 Waterloo. A late goal in the first. Down will be chipped forward and caught by Carpino as a crowd draws to the front of the net. Waterloo looking for more. 8.2 to play here in the first frame. Humphrey on the draw. Move back, Strauss waits, fires a shot, glove down by Carpino, and we'll do it again. 3.3 on the clock. Waterloo trying to scheme up the quick shot to the goal as Fast lines up on the right side. It's moved back, a slap pass to the front of the net. Not in time as that will do it. It's all Waterloo after the first period of play. Score 3-0 in favor of the home side here from the Angus Glen Community Centre. Shots 13-6 in favor of the Wolves in the first period. Final game of the round robin. You won't want to miss second period action here on the Ontario Hockey Federation's YouTube channel. We'll catch you back here in the second period.
Something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to right here, right now. Oh, we are on our way, starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U18 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, The TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving a scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, sit on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to pad number 2 here at the Angus Glen Community Centre. Sorry for the delay. We had an issue on the first rink as the Zamboni door having an issue, a manual override needed. We're able to bounce back and ready for second period action, Tip in front, misses wide. Puck will be moved over as Anselmo moves it out. Silver with possession across the line, moves it forward. Anselmo bumped off the puck as it bounces out to center. Belmonte ties up his man as Forwell can't move it forward. Silver goes for the pin as Kuhneman on the attack. Kuhneman looking backdoor for Marks. Marks the spinning shot. It's turned away. A big save made by Carpino. As a penalty coming to Marks. And Markham will go to the power play. The long delay between the first and second period. Waterloo scored 3 in that first frame, 1 on the power play, and they outshot the Waxers 14-6 in that first frame. Markham to the power play here for the we stay 5-on-5. Coincidental penalties as I'll apologize now, folks. I am calling this game on the monitor in the main rink. Long pass forward. Icing the call is Aaron Howell, first to it. Aaron Howell, the Cambridge, Ontario native, 24 points on the back end for the 6-foot defenseman. Face off to the left side of Carpino. Kuhneman against Martin on the draw. Face off one back as it'll be played to the corner. Behind the goal, Bodner. He rings it around as puck comes loose in the slot as a shot turned away by Carpino. Moved right back. Kuhneman whacking away as that one goes to the side of the goal. Cladis, he'll clear. A bouncing puck for Martin as he goes skate to stick. Martin takes it around the net. On Kincaid. Great save by McCall. How did he keep that out? Save of the tournament. Grady McCall way out of the crease. Sprawling all the way back to make the amazing save. Grady McCall on the call. Making the big time robbery and keeping Markham scoreless. Miller will chip it off the glass. Race for the puck is Carpino out to play it. He'll ring it around the boards. Dropped off as Ishwaran has some difficulties with it. Ahmed up the middle looking for Gata as Nir Eisel moves it back the other way. Young takes a big check from Gata as Miller possesses in his own end. Long lead feed. Dumps it off. Humphrey to the forehand. Waits. Moves it up. Young. Shovel shot to the net. Carpino to the corner. Worked up to the point. Long shot in. As backdoor feed. Chance in tight. Can't get it on target as Gata clears it back out to center. Miller on the puck as he'll slide it D to D. Near Eisel. Over the middle to Smith. He bashes away at as Aloisi turns it around the other way. Miller will leave it off for Humphrey. Humphrey across the red line. Humphrey into the zone. Forehand, backhand to the goal. Turned away at the last second. Couldn't get a clean shot. Moved below the line as checked into the boards. Ford looking to clear. Comes over the middle. Nir Eisel just holds it in at the blue. It'll be played around down low for Ryder Hallman. Hobson comes away with it. He'll slide it up to the point. Left off. Long shot in. That's up and over the target. Puck clears the zone as Forwell will go all the way back to it. Turnover in tight. Markham from the slot. The shot misses wide of the target off the stick of Bruno. Hallman in transition. He'll take it to the near side. Hallman over the middle. Bouncing puck Forwell to the backhand. He'll take it first skate as he'll leave it off in the corner. Moved up to the point. Ball down low. Behind the goal, Forwell. Bodner chips it around. Leaves it off, a bouncing puck for Hallman. It gets clear of the line as Ford can't bash it out. Maybe fires it around the glass. Ellis goes on the check as he'll pin his men to the glass. Puck comes free. Bodner loses control of it. Moved to the slot, looking for maybe, but couldn't get the pass through clear. Hobson gets it over. Kuhneman, a shot blocked in front. Rebound chance. Gets to the front of the goal, but blocked in front. Bodner the other way. 2-on-2 across the line. Ford looking back door. Couldn't fit it through. Kuhneman on the recovery. Kuhneman behind the goal. He'll swing it over. Long lead feed up the near side. Springs Alves. Near break chance. It bounces off his stick. Markham in transition the other way. Drop pass for Anselmo. He's onside. Justin Anselmo from a sharp angle turned away by McCall. As whistle blown. Face off to the far side. Noah Belmonte in his just second game of the Central Region Championship. As better news here on the first pad, the door is open now, and I do hear the Zamboni. We're going to try and get the third period back on the main rink, I believe is the plan at this point, as 15 minutes remains here in the second. Excuse me, it's still to be determined which rink, but the Zamboni is out here on the main rink. A great sign for tomorrow's action as the door is open. You see a near mirror copy of the first rink, but a little bit different aesthetics on the views as this one's played up to the point. Strauss rings it around the boards. Alves with on the far side. Ishwaran lays the check as it's moved up the middle. A bouncing puck knocked through. Battling for it, Kuhneman. He'll settle in the corner. Up top. Across the line. Strauss fires the shot in. It's blocked in front. Right to the slot. Hobson from the point. He scores! Aaron Howell. The long blast shot. And the Wolves extend the lead. It's 4-0. Howell takes the loose puck and just fires it barred down. A snipe from the big defenseman as he gets his first goal of the Central Region Championship. Gladys into the offensive end. A firing shot misses wide of the target. Puck clears out as it's moved in to the offensive end for Markham. Howell chops away at it. Markham at the point. Martin moves it over. Drop pass at the point. Long shot in. Rebound chance at the side of the goal is knocked away. Fast. Into the zone with speed. Gladys knocks it away. Held in by Bonneville. Moving the other way. Humphrey down low. Strauss can't get the shot through. Puck clears the zone as Nierizel holds in central. Nierizel back the other way. McMullen looking to clear the zone. Puck on the near side as Nierizel goes to the backhand. He'll pick it up. Tries the backhand it through. Blocked it front. Rebound chance. Bonneville shot turned away. Big save by Carpino as Billingsley carries. Up to the point. Miller. As it's moved down low. Advance for Nierizel in the slot. Waterloo can't get a clean shot off as it clears the zone. Bounces around as it's moved forward. 2-on-1 chance for the Waxers. firing shot turned down by McCall as he denies Reed Smith. Reed Smith from Whitby, Ontario, had 12 points in the postseason. That led the team. Also has 4 assists in 4 games here in the Central Region Championship. Markham looking to get back in this game. They trail 4-0. The shot's 20-8 in favor of the Wolves. Shot 6-2 in favor of Waterloo here on the new ice service. Gata, toe drag shot, misses wide of the target. Gata looking to pick up the rebound as it escapes to the point. Long shot in as it's off the post. Miller gets hammered into the boards. Near Izell pops it free. Up to the line. It's fired right back in by Ahmed as Aloisi makes a nice move. Slap pass to the front of the net. Gata picks up behind the goal line. He's looking to move it forward as Aloisi has it come up the line as Marks a break the other way. Here comes Wyatt Marks, 2-on-1. Marks, saucer pass across. A little too hot for Smith to handle. Puck back in Markham territory as Ishwaran will move it out the other way. McCall moves it around for Ford as it's tied up behind the play. DeFilippis moves it down low. Tied up behind the net. To the near side, it's popped to the neutral zone as Bodner back to it first. Young hounding him. Young takes him into the boards as Bodner will move it out the other way. Bodner cycles back. He'll flip it to his defense partner. Up the boards as maybe corrals. He'll flip it on over to Ball. Long lead feed up the middle of the ice. Taken in by Maybe as he'll chip it to the near side and in deep for the Wolves. Waterloo cycling the puck down low. Maybe at the point. Long shot in. That's gloved down by Carpino as Bodner getting into it in front of the goal. .10:25 remains here in the second period. We'd like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Face-off one back to Strauss. Moved right over the middle as the shot from Hallman is fanned on. Hallman in the corner. Tries to get away from danger. Chipped off the boards by Belmonte. He can't clear the line. To the near side. Flipping it out. Markham as Fast has trouble clearing the line. As here comes Anselmo with a burst of speed. Anselmo, a nice dangle through, but Fast corrals and flips it up and out of the zone. Anselmo, a nice between the legs drop pass. And it's kept in at the line. Rebound chance. Carpino quick to cover it up with 9:30 to play here in the second. Folks, the Zamboni is just finishing up its last couple laps here on the West Rink at the Angus Glen Community Centre. As you'll see at the top, we're having a rink change due to technical difficulties. There was an issue with the Zamboni door, the boards, or the Zamboni doors, I guess you could say, as Strauss's shot is blocked away. Carpino, rebound chance, covered up by Carpino. So it's undecided whether the teams are going to come back here for the third period, or whether they will stay over there. But we still have 9 23 to play in the second. Waterloo leads 4-0. They have the door open now, so I believe should be okay for the semifinals tomorrow. Puck comes up to the line. Moved over. Strauss right to the slot. A chance. Forwell in. Carpino down. Strauss banging away at the side of the goal. Can't get it on target. Sinclair right to the slot. Alves whiffs on it. Forwell up high. Swings down low. All the pressure for the Wolves right now. Strauss cutting to the goal. Fires a shot through. It's blocked away, and Gladys will flick it high and out of the zone as Forwell goes back to retrieve. Forwell carving through the neutral zone as he hasn't knocked off his stick as Gladys comes down with the hammering blow as he'll swing it to open ice. Howell on it first. Howell the lone goal scorer here in the second. Long shot in by Forwell. Sinclair with it near the point as he'll flip it down low. Bodner trying to get away from danger. Flicks it over the middle. As to the outside, here comes Costanza onside. His firing shot misses wide of the target as Gata and Nierizel goes hard into the boards. Gata gets it free to the point. Long shot in, misses wide of the target. DeFilippis from a sharp angle. Can't get a shot off as it's moved to open space as Smith will work it out in transition. Young a break chance. Logan Young a firing shot turned away by the blocker. Costanza. He'll move it up as Gata takes it across the red line. Gata waits. Lead pass. That shot through is turned away by McCall as Gata charging hard against McCall, and McCall stands over him. Here's the last look at it as Billingsley's shot was turned away. Kuhneman had issues with it, trying to clear the puck. Shots 10-3 here in favor of the Wolves. Now 24-9 in the game. Major shout out to Denode putting this on. A massive recovery here with the technical difficulties. The entire setup is here in the West Rink. We got a quick setup, a camera on the other rink, calling the game through monitors, got the graphics going here. Just fantastic work. A quick recovery as we didn't get any notice really that we were switching rinks. A lot of people just started moving places and all of a sudden it started getting thrown around that we might be switching. So a huge props to Denode for putting this on all week long, but really a quick recovery process to get us going here in the second. Maybe. Up to the point. Ball, a long shot in as that's scooped up by Carpino. 7:09 to play here in the second. We'll get a nice replay look here. The shot from Maybe. He scored the second goal of the game. The shot from Ball. He got the assist on that second goal on the power play. Michael Ball, 37 points this year on the back end. He's got 9 points here in the championship. That shot up and over the target. Maybe across the line. Firing shot as it's turned away. Sharp angle. That misses wide of the target as up to the line. Maybe. He swings it down low. Behind the goal, Marks trying to fish it free from Billingsley. Billingsley knocks it down as Ford bashes away at it. Maybe holds on the line. A bouncing puck. Bruno with it. Shoving match with Marks as he'll get to center and fire it in deep. McCall out to slow it up as ball to the near side. That one just outside the reach of Strauss as the captain Belmonte back on the attack. He has his pocket picked by Ball as here come the Wolves the other way. Marks across the line. He'll leave it off. Ball, backdoor feed looking for Bonneville. Couldn't connect. Ball back on the puck as he avoids the check from McMullen. Moves it up the line. Anselmo. Long lead feed intended for Silver, but maybe the good back check to negate the rush for the Waxers. Ball moves it around the boards. Up for Humphrey. He gets across the red line, across the blue line, leaves it for Bonneville. Bonneville plays it forward. Ahmed works it out. Played for the U16 side this year. Cole Ahmed did. Also played for Pakistan in the LATAM Cup back in the summer. Bouncing puck. As Belmonte scoops up in the defensive zone. Anselmo on the near side. Looks to play the puck forward as Humphrey moves it to the weak side. Howell chopping away at it, but it clears all the way back to his own end with 5:12 to go here in the second. Score 4-0 for Waterloo. Shots 25-9 in favor of the Wolves. Anselmo, he'll work in. Sharp angle shot turned away by McCall. Hasn't been tested much, but been fantastic when he has been. Silver getting into it with a couple of Wolves players on his way back to the bench. Austin Silver, 2009 born forward, 1 assist to this point in the championship. Had 10 goals and 24 points in the regular season in the OMHA this year. Strauss gets it off for Howell as the puck is advanced through. Forwell dancing through as he had the puck knocked off his stick. Moving the other way is Cladis. Cladis onside, through pass. He was intended for Martin, but couldn't get it there in time. Ahmed at the point. He'll fire a shot through traffic, turned away by McCall. That pass moved over to the far side. In front of the benches is coming back Strauss. He'll hit the brakes as Forwell goes hard in the board. Sinclair, a low-lining shot, turned away by the right pad. He goes behind the goal as this will be chipped off the wall. Stepping up, Strauss fakes the shot as he'll pin himself against the boards. Tries to play it down low, but can't get it through as Strauss takes the brunt of a check from Chase Martin. Sawyer Smith plays it on the far side wall as it'll be scooped up Kuhneman. Kuhneman to the slot looking for Young as the bouncing puck is controlled. Ahmed out the other way. He'll get to center and fire it in deep as whistle blown. And we'll get a stoppage with 3:46 to go here in the second. Shots 26-11 in favor of the Wolves. Score still 4-0. Just the one goal here in the second period off the stick of Aaron Howell. As the officials having a conversation here at center. Injured player down for Waterloo as we're back to action. Near Izell takes it deep in his own end. Moves it up for Marks as Belmonte looks to chip it back in the zone. Near Izell walks it over the middle, backhands it in to the offensive end. This one chipped off the boards, up and over the head of Gata. As it will go for an icing call with 3:23 to go here in the second. Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout the championship. Markham looking to get it going here in the late stages. If this score holds up, then Waterloo and Markham will play again tomorrow. They'll be the 1-4 matchup. Markham locked into the 4 seed. Waterloo needs a regulation win tonight to get back into the 1 seed, and these two will do it again tomorrow at 3:30. Miller cycles it back as it's moved down to the corner. Up top. Long shot in is that'll miss wide of the target. DeFilippis picking it up behind the play. And if this score does hold up, then the 12 o'clock game will be the Toronto Titans versus the North Shore Whitecaps. A rematch of the very first game we got in the tournament. So the script writers back at it. The very first game and the very last game could be what we see in the semifinals. Nierizel bashing away at it. Humphrey in the offensive end as he gets hammered by Billingsley. An off-angle shot misses up and over the target. Humphrey holds the line, gets to Nierizel. Moves it down below the play. Bonneville dancing around as moving it out. McMullen. He'll drop it off. As we reach the 2-minute point here in the second. We'll try and get some clarity going into the third if we're back on the west rink or the east rink, as that one's moved forward and no icing the call. Dancing around in the back of the net, a beautiful move as Bruno trying to clear it up. Bruno lays the check on Bonneville. It's moved right over the slot. As a hammering hit as it looked like two waxers collided, but also caught a Wolf in the middle of it. Hallman moves it over the middle as a diving effort breaks it up. As a delayed penalty upcoming. Backdoor feed, they score. It either deflected off of a waxer and in, but no, it appears not. Chris Maybe, his second goal of the game. The delayed penalty was upcoming against the Wolves, and Maybe slaps it home. Yeah, it hits the stick of Ford in front and in the back of the net. Not the way that the U16 player wanted to score his first goal for the U18 squad on his own net. As the Wolves extend the lead to 5. So for Chris Maybe, that's his now third goal of the tournament. He had 1 coming into today and 2. He's got 1 on both rinks. As the faceoff is won back, it's controlled by the Wolves. They'll get it to center and ring it around the boards. That one takes a weird bounce off the stanchion as Marks gets it back. Anselmo on the near side. He'll move it up the middle. Belmonte to the outside. Waxers across the line. Backdoor feed. Belmonte shoots. He scores. Noah Belmonte. His first goal of the Central Region Championships. And the Waxers are on the board. A chance off the rush as Silver's shot was deflected, and a huge bounce off the backboard as McCall redirected it. And it gets tapped home by Belmonte. As Belmonte, his first goal, second point of the Central Region Championships. And for Austin Silver, his second assist. Under a minute to play here in the second. Wolves lead cut back down to 4. Shots 28-11 in favor of Waterloo. As the puck will be moved forward to the far side. Silver gets tied up and delayed penalty coming against the Wolves. Markham to the power play here. Boarding the call. Or holding. Couldn't really see there. As Markham to the man advantage for the second time tonight. They're 0 for 1. Making them 0 for 17 on the week. Looking for a little bit of a spark here going into the second intermission. On the draw, it's Martin. Strauss rings it around the boards. Ishwaran can't hold the line. It clears. McMullen leaves it back. Ishwaran. 30 seconds to play here in the second. Martin moves it forward. Martin across the line. He'll take it towards the goal line. He'll hit the brakes as he looks to cycle it back up to the point, but it's cleared by the Wolves back down into Markham territory. Played around the boards as Ishwaran will look to just run out the end of the period here, as that will do it. Second period comes to an end from the East Rink as the Waterloo Wolves extend the lead by 1. The score 5-1 as we head to the third and final period of the round robin. You're watching on the Ontario Hockey Federation's YouTube channel. We'll see you back here hopefully soon, whether it's on the East or West rink, to be determined. We'll see you back here for third period action.
Because of this first shift program, we actually learned a lot about hockey. Without it, I don't believe that we would have been playing out on the ice. Trying on hockey equipment for the first time was a very exciting experience. I'd only seen hockey equipment on the professionals and seen them on the ice and stuff. Putting all the gear on, it was like I was one of them. Something that I remember most about the first shift welcome event was how overwhelming it was. All the gear, all the people. I really didn't know what was going on, but the experts were very professional. They knew what they were doing. They walked us through everything, and the excitement afterwards is something that really stuck with me. Something that still stands out to me from that first experience is the coaches. Stepping out onto the ice for the first time was very exhilarating. I was a bit nervous, but the coaches, they took care of those nerves right away, and after that it was just fun. After the first shift, what got me involved in hockey was the sanctioned minor program, Discover Ice Raiders. I played with them for several years. First shift means a lot to me personally. It kind of shaped my life growing up, because without this program, I wouldn't have gotten into hockey. Without hockey, I don't think I would be the kind of person I am. Being able to play on a team, work with teammates, day in, day out, build that sense of community is something that shaped my life throughout.
Having great, fit experts is outstanding. They are the heart and soul of this program. Having experts such as Tim convey their love of the game and their expert advice on discipline fitting reassures families and begins their hockey journey in the best possible way.
It feels awesome to give back to the program that started my hockey journey. I'm very grateful to First Shift, and I'm grateful to be back here and be able to be on the other side, give back to other kids, give back to my community. So something that I would say to a family that's considering the First Shift program is that it's absolutely worth it. You're getting a full set of gear and ice time at such an affordable cost. You're also getting memories that your child will be able to carry with them through the rest of their life. It's something that you'll never forget.
I had a really rough year, obviously. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. And
you know, it was really perseverance in the face of adversity. Non-hockey related injury, but one of significance.
Getting the news that he had the fractures, and it was a compression fracture, and him not being able to move and just waiting for the news to see if he needed surgery or if he was going to be able to walk, if it had hit any nerves. It was frightening.
it was hard, but what motivated me was the support I had around me. I felt like I couldn't fail.
With Dominic, he didn't walk away from hockey through his recovery. He continued to participate as best he could.
Hockey's taught me you got to do the hard thing, because usually the hard thing is the right thing to do. That perseverance, just pushing yourself through hard things, and it's helped shape the values of my whole personnel overall.
Today, everybody's busy. And to see young people like Dominic with the opportunity to set aside time to contribute to community is very important.
I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I went to Knights games when I was younger, and you come home with a mini stick or a puck, and it's like the best thing ever. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
Having a scholarship program, it just allows us to recognize some of those individuals that have just taken that to the next level.
I mean, I cried. I was super proud of him being recognized for such an amazing award.
Obviously, I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden.
It's not about just developing a hockey player. It's about developing good citizens.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for third period action here from the Angus Glen Community Centre, here back on the West Ring. The Zamboni door issue is fixed, so we're back on the main ring for Markham Waxers versus the Waterloo Wolves, third period action. Looking back to the second, as Waterloo added 2 more to their tally off the sticks of Aaron Howell as well as Josh Hobson. Excuse me, Chris Mabey, his second goal of the game, followed up by the Markham Waxers. They're on the board with Noah Belmonte scoring his first of the Central Region Championship. Third period action about to get underway. 1:19 here on the power play for the Waxers. Shots in that period, 14-7 in favor of the Wolves as they extended their lead to 5-1. The Wolves have been on fire this tournament. They're averaging 5.5 goals a game. Face-off one as ball sends it down the length of the ice. Ishwaran controls. Belmonte will skate it through the neutral zone. He'll chip and chase as McCall out to slow it up. Ball rings it high off the glass as that just stays in at the line. A chance now the other way as Fast looking to take off as Ishwaran beats him back first. Slap to the weak side, Belmonte with control of it. Anselmo, he'll slow up at the hash marks. He'll wait. Up top, Belmonte. He'll work downhill. Belmonte, a low lining shot looking for Anselmo on the back door. Couldn't connect. McMullen over the middle. Return feed. Delayed penalty upcoming against the Wolves as they'll tag up, and the ref didn't blow the whistles. He finally does. And cross-checking the call. So 22 seconds remain on the initial power play. And the Waxers will go to the 5-on-3. Except the penalty is against Markham. What is going on here? How is the penalty against Markham? He blew it down when Waterloo touched possession of it. Excuse me, folks, but cross-checking against the Waxers, I suppose, is 22 seconds of 4-on-4 time. 57 seconds in the period. Alves on the draw. McMullen with possession of it. He'll hold in his own end. Silver to the box, 2 for cross-checking as walking it up is Martin. He's across the line. He'll hit the brakes, leave it off. McMullen nearly catches an edge as Young takes him into the glass. Nirazel pokes it free. Power play now for the Wolves. 1:30 to go on the man advantage as Sinclair takes it across the line. He'll take a whack on the wrist as it's moved to the outside for Strauss, but that one jumps away from him as here comes Reed Smith on a break chance. He fires a shot turned away by McCall on the left pad. Smith behind the play, hacks at Young, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Wolves. Strauss to the outside, backhand shovel shot. Misses wide through the blue paint. Delayed penalty upcoming. 6-on-4 for the Wolves as finally tagged up here. And heading to the box is Reed Smith with the call for slashing. Extended 5-on-3 for the Wolves here. 1 minute and a second. Just 1:56 into the third period here. Score 5-1 in favor of the Wolves. Forwell comes out on the draw. He'll win it clean back. Maybe at the point. Swings it across Ball. He'll switch positions with Maybe as the Wolves come crashing downhill. The shot from Maybe is turned away. He's looking for the hat trick. It's left up top. Maybe swings it over. Forwell. Return feed Maybe. He fires it through. Rebound chance at the goal as a penalty upcoming, and I believe it's against Markham once again, slashing the call as Bodner heading to the box now. Another slashing call as the parade to the penalty box piling up here. So now it's going to be a minute 39 of 5-on-3 time. 40 seconds till the first one expires, but he won't be able to go. Maybe to Ball. Over to Forwell. To Maybe. Back to Forwell. Waits. Forwell will spin back. For Maybe. Downhill. Forwell up top. Long shot in as a diving effort across by Gata to block the shot. Forwell in. Back over the middle. A jam play at the goal. Wyatt Marks can't have it home as Strauss puts it up and into the bleachers. 11 seconds to go on the start of the 5-on-3. After the 11 seconds expires, still going to be a 5-on-3 here. As then the latest 2-minute minor to Bodner will begin in 11 seconds. So it's still going to be another 59 seconds of 5-on-3. Faceoffs one back. Forwell. Ball. Maybe to Forwell. Works it downhill. Tries to get up for Maybe. To the outside. Ball. Maybe. He fires a shot up and over the target. Second 5-on-3 starts. The penalty to Bodner. Now ticking down. Shot in front. Clear to the line as it comes all the way down to McCall. He'll play it forward as Ball moves it to Forwell. That one fired off the stanchion and down as McCall has trouble handling it. Ball picks it up. Waterloo's power play lethal in this tournament. Nothing so far on the very extended 5-on-3 as that will be offside. I'd like to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U18 AAA Central Region Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. .28 to go in the third as the official will kick out Ellis, as in to take the draw. Dominic DeFilippis. Alves now getting the boot too. Young in to take as everyone jumbling around here as moved over to Strauss on the near side. He'll get across the line. Moves it to Howell. Return feed Strauss. Trying to tighten up here, get closer as the Bucks clear down the length of the ice. McCall moves it to Howell. 3 seconds left as one of the skaters is finally back out. It's Reed Smith. Sinclair downhill, backhand shot up and over the target. 54 seconds of 5-on-4 play as Markham clears the zone. McCall waits, long feed, and it's a nice one. He gets it up for Young, but it's turned over as Markham will send it down the other way. McCall getting some exercise in here, bouncing all around on these cleared pucks as Bruno applying the pressure in the offensive zone. Sawyer Smith works it the other way. He'll take it across the red line, fire it all the way around, and it'll go to Young. Across the line, Howell waits. Up top, Strauss. Down low to Young as 10 seconds remains. And the Markham bench starting to make some noise as they've survived the very long 5-on-3 against a strong power play unit. Back to even. One man still in the box as he's got to wait for a whistle. It's been a long time without a whistle as Markham can't get him out of the box yet. Belmonte a shot. It's blocked off the hand of Near-Ezel as Ford shuffles it over the middle. It'll be taken away and intercepted by Billingsley. He'll fire it back in on the backhand. McCall out to play it. He'll ring it around the boards. Near-Ezel carries it up. He has it knocked off his stick by Anselmo as Silver drops it all the way back. as Carpino has to shuffle it to the side. Markham working it through their own end, chipped off the boards as it'll be advanced forward into the Waterloo end. Miller, he picks it up, tries to shuffle it through Silver. He does get it through as hops in a long feed. Fast, the backhand, intercepted by Anselmo as Ishwaran moves it up ice. A nice little dump off feed from the captain, Belmonte. He turns it over as Belmonte into the offensive zone. He fires a shot on the short side up and over the shoulder of McCall. Ishwaran just holds the line as he gets it back to Anselmo in the corner. They'll go behind the net. Wrap attempt. It's stopped on the side by McCall as he'll pull it over his back pocket. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. Shots 32-11 in favor of the Wolves here. McCall stopping 10 of 11. Martin and Marks on the draw. Ahmed stepping up, a nice toe drag move. He gets to the front, backhand shot, rebound chance, they score! Cole Ahmed drives the net, and Markham cuts it to a 3-goal game. Cole Ahmed, his first goal with the U18 squad. And Markham has the last 2 goals of the game. What a move by Ahmed. Shovels it to the backhand and crashes the net hard, picks up the deflection. And he taps it home. Waxers within 3. 13 and a half to play. Waxers get to center, play it in deep. McCall out to slow it up. Howell around for Alves. Trying to move it up as Forwell took a blast from Ahmed. Behind the play. Ahmed waits. He's with Forwell. Martin chips it to the outside. Martin with a burst of speed, moves over the middle as Howell clears it out of the blue paint. Forwell, that's Alves up the far side in front of the Waxers benches. It's picked up on the near side. Move forward. Smith across the line, drops it off. Gladys, he fires a shot up and over the net. Hits the crossbar, nearly came back and hit McCall on the back. But luckily it ticks off a piece of the crossbar and stays up top on the net. Near disaster for the Wolves. But they stay afloat with 12:34 to play here in the third. McMullen Costanza and Humphrey on the draw. Puck clears the line as scooping it up Hallman. Wolves with numbers. Smith fires a shot turned away by Carpino. Carpino starting to heat up here in the third. Getting tested a lot with the long 5-on-3 and the constant Waterloo breaks the other way. Markham getting outshot 3-1 by the Wolves in this game. Still hanging around, just down by 3. Near Izell, cutting towards the net. Backdoor feed as it travels through the blue paint as Miller right into the slot. Backhand shovel shot by Humphrey. Rebound loose at the side. Hallman trying to bash away at it. Humphrey up to the point. Miller walks in. He fires a shot, glove down, but not covered by Carpino. Behind the goal, Hallman moves it up near Izell. He'll fling it back down to the corner as DeFilippis tries to swing it across. Aloisi looking to deliver the reverse hit on Humphrey as Humphrey will give him a shove for good measure. Bodner taken down and a call upcoming against the Wolves as Hallman tags up and Humphrey to the box with 11:52 to play. Markham back to the power play for just the third time tonight. 0 for 2 on the game. Waterloo's penalty kill operating at 85%. They're at 35 shots in this game already. Still just a little under 12 minutes to play. They're averaging 36.8. That average is about to go up here in this game. Puck comes free as now it's fired all the way down as Carpino will leave it for McMullen. McMullen leaves it for Belmonte, who builds up a burst of speed to the outside. He'll chip and chase as he gets around one as McCall rings it around the boards. He gets it to Fast, but a nice pinch on the blue line by McMullen. Kept it in for a moment. Billingsley with it at the point. He'll chip it forward into the zone as Ball rings it around the glass. Now one jumps the stick of McMullen right at the blue line as Waterloo gets a wholesale change. 11 minutes to play here in the third. McMullen with a burst of speed. He's getting hacked at as he gets across the blue line. McMullen takes a big check from Bonneville as it's sent down the length of the ice. 60 seconds remain on the power play. Belmonte carving through the neutral zone. He'll move it to the outside for Anselmo. To the backhand, looking for Belmonte on the doorstep. Couldn't find him as it's cleared right back down past Bodner. Second unit coming out. Couple changes. Smith and Gladys to the ice. Bodner to the outside as he fires it right off of Smith, and Smith is in a considerable amount of pain as he'll have to limp off. He got that right in the back of the leg. He's having trouble getting to the bench. 20 seconds to go. Halfway through the third period. Puck played to the far side. It's up to the point. Bodner will wait. Tipped in front. They score! Chase Martin tips home the long point shot, and Markham has their first power play goal of the Central Region Championship. Markham within 2 with 9:50 to play. Face off one back by Markham. One thing that Dan Dow said before the game was their power play hasn't been very good. Trusting their guys though, not making any personnel changes. Needed a little puck luck. Get shots to the front of the net. They finally do. And it's tipped past McCall. And Markham now knocking on the doorstep here. Down by 2 with 9:30 to play. Nierizell behind the goal. Long lead feed as then will be tipped up and knocked down. Ford overskates it as he'll leave it off Bruno off the end boards all the way around for Ford. He'll chop at it. Young takes it the other way around the back of the net. Young lead feed Nierizell. Across the red line into the offensive territory as marks a quick flick shot towards the target as turned away by Carpino. Aloisi over the middle, intercepted by Smith. Trying to fit it through on the back door, but couldn't get it through as Ford just sends it the length of the ice. That will be an icing call. One difference between U16 and U18 at the AAA level. U16, you can ice the puck and get a change. The U18 level, slightly different rules. No change, just like the professional leagues and in Major Junior. Puck comes free as maybe will fire it into the far side corner. Ahmed to Ishwaran. Ahmed. Long lead feed Gata. He'll backhand it through. Aloisi. His to the outside. Return feed in front as he couldn't connect with Costanza. Smith to the far side. Hallman. Hallman across the line. Drops it off Forwell. Tries to go right through the middle as the stick is knocked right out of his hands. Markham's got to tag up here. And slashing the call, Waterloo back to the power play. Aloisi to the box. Shots now 37-15, but Markham within 2. Shots 9-2 in the third in favor of the Wolves. Markham scoring on both of their shots here in the third period. Puck sent down the length of the ice. Marks across the line, moves it to the outside. Ball, slingshots it back, maybe. Near side, Forwell, he fires a shot up and out of play into the netting. Here's a replay look as ball to the outside, the slingshot back to maybe. To the ever so dangerous Forwell, but Billingsley getting a stick on him, sending it up and skyward. Maybe sauces it over ball. Return feed maybe. Down low, looking for Forwell. Ball to maybe. To ball. He fires the shot right on target, as it will be scooped up by Carpino. .120 remains here on the Waterloo power play. They are 1 for 6 tonight. Belmonte in against Marks. Ball. Swings it down low. Gets the return feed. Goes down to the far side flank as Humphrey leaves it off. Maybe has a shooting lane. He fires a shot as Carpino didn't know where it was. Back up high. Ball with it across the line. Moves it downhill. Forwell. Backdoor feed. Humphrey couldn't get a clean shot. Marks taps it free. Humphrey. Down low, Forwell. He'll walk in, fires a shot, and that one's stopped by Carpino, up and out of play. Second unit rolling out for the Wolves. They're always trying to run that offense through Forwell. He really starts to try and get momentum, moving it downhill, driving towards the front of the net, getting more power into that shot. But he has been stonewalled so far on the power play. To the line. Miller for Strauss. He works over the middle. Low lining shot. It got tipped in front, but wide of the goal. Sinclair drives in the corner as Bodner picks it up. Knocked down momentarily by Strauss, but still clears the line. Miller, draw pass for Young. Strauss with it. He'll walk it up across the line, just offside. 15 seconds to play on the power play. Entrippy, the official online championship apparel provider, offers championship gear available for order now. .15 seconds on the penalty to Aloisi. 6:30 remains here in the game. Waxers looking for 2. Already 2 in the period for Markham. They've cut into the lead. Was 5-0 at one point in this game. Miller a shot, turned away. He'll play it up to the point. As it clears the line, we're back to even strength. Waterloo now 1 for 6 on the power play as Aloisi knocks down Young, and I believe they're calling embellishment here on Young. And they are. They got Young for embellishment on the dive against Aloisi. The first time this week against Waterloo we've seen a dive called. We've only seen it once before, and it was in the Waterloo game against Toronto yesterday when Toronto got called. for the embellishment. So Markham to the power play. They are 1 for 3 on the night. Howell to take the draw, the big defenseman, as he won it back so he gets some cheers from his bench, as Fast will work it out the other way. Bonneville across the red line. Tied up on the near side as Anselmo will work it free. He'll control behind his own net as he leaves it off Belmonte. Goes side to side through the neutral zone, trying to open anything up as Billingsley fires the long shot in. McCall looking to play it, but couldn't get it off in time. He's got to freeze it. Fades off to the left of McCall. McCall stopping 12 of 15 shots tonight. Will be chipped off the glass as Billingsley coming downhill. Silver hits the bricks near the blue line. He'll move it up to Belmonte at the point. Belmonte over Billingsley. He fires a shot blocked in front by Bonneville. Up and out of play. Cole Bonneville, the Cambridge, Ontario native, 15 points on the season. He's got 1 assist here at the Central Region Championship. Belmonte kicked from the draw. Anselmo will take against Sinclair. Sinclair wins it clean, but Belmonte knocks it down. He'll play it off the board. Ishwaran across the line. Works over the middle. Billingsley looking for the tip in front. Backdoor! Anselmo can't tuck it home. He had the awning cage. Couldn't get his stick free. Belmonte drops it off at the line. Ishwaran down low. Anselmo. Return feed Ishwaran. He's at the point. Over to Belmonte. Down low, Anselmo. He gets free. He scores! Justin Anselmo cuts the lead to 1. Here come the Waxers. They're down by 1. Quick passing play as Ishwaran to Belmonte, and just patience from Anselmo. He sees the lane, the Wolves give it to him, he works it out front, and he puts it in the back of the net. And the Waxer power play that was having its struggles through the tournament, all of a sudden, 2 power play goals back to back. This one slapped on net, and McCall, a much needed stop here in the third. 3 goals in the third period for Markham. And it's a 1-goal game. It was 5-0 on the East Rink not long ago. Come back to the West Rink, and the Waxers have all the confidence in the world. 4:16 to play. McMullen. He'll hit the brakes as it's dumped off behind for Martin. He gets a running start at it. Martin across the line. He'll pull it back as his stick got tied up. Wants a hooking call. Not going to get one. Hallman the other way. Makes a nice move. Hallman to the backhand. Stopped by Carpino. A good chance for Hallman the other way. Had 31 points on the season alongside 15 goals. But couldn't tuck one by Carpino there. 17 shots for the Waxers. 4 shots this period. They've scored 3 goals. That one knocked free as here comes a chance the other way. Ashton Ellis, toe drag shot turned away by McCall. Big time save by Grady McCall. As here comes Miller the other way. Drops it off. Long shot in as Humphrey's shot is over the net. Strauss holds the line, moves it down low. Humphrey has it come up to the point. Go D to D. Strauss waits. Will cycle it down. Alves to Humphrey. Moves it back around. Bouncing puck is Alves knocks it free. Tied up on the near side boards as the puck will clear. Miller. He'll hit the brakes behind the goal as Strauss chips it off the glass and down the length of the ice. And that will be too strong. Icing called against the Wolves. 2:52 to play here in the third period. Markham 1-2-1 in the Central Region Championship. The Wolves 4-0. Markham looking to break the streak. Fast to the outside. Moves it right over the middle as it will be taken away by Gata. He'll move it up as delayed penalty coming, and it's against Waterloo. Aloisi across the line. He'll hit the brakes 6-on-5, and it's tagged up by Sinclair. Charging the penalty. It's going against Humphrey. And he can't believe the call. Let's take a look at it here as this is the chance of the possession. Only the second time we've seen a charging call this weekend, and a timeout will be called. Kyle Morrison looking for the reset button here. He's looking for his team to lock this game down. No messing around before the semifinals tomorrow. Dando looking to make the incredible 5-0 comeback here in the last game before the semifinals. If this score holds as it is, these two teams meet again tomorrow at 3:30. If the game even goes to overtime, Toronto will be the 1 seed. And the Waterloo Wolves would play the North Shore Whitecaps. Fast against Belmonte. Belmonte directing traffic on the draw. Some confusion on the defensive end. As the Waxers stacking up too is an interesting set play. Gets them possession. Belmonte. Up top, Ishwaran. He waits, moves it over Belmonte. Possession jumps over his stick as he has trouble getting it back as he'll have to slap it through, maybe taps it forward. Silver looking to knock it free as it gets to the point. Billingsley. He'll work downhill. Gets it to Silver at the goal line. To Billingsley on the half wall. Up top, Irsharon. His shot on as it's nicked to the corner by McCall. Anselmo fights it back as Fast looks for the clear, and that's straight up and out of play. Faceoff will stay deep. 40 seconds gone on the power play. 2 minutes to go. Carpino still in the net. Billingsley changes as on the back end it's Ishwaran. It's an interesting face-off set play, but it seems to be working for the Waxers. Anselmo down low, Silver. Carpino still in the goal. Moves across, Ishwaran. On the far side, Belmonte. He'll work over the middle. Silver jamming at it, and McCall, a great save. Tomorrow's first game at 12 p.m. It will be the 2 seed taking on the 3 seed. 3:30 will be the 1 taking on the 4. Join us here on the OHF. Make sure you subscribe for all playoff action. Carpino to the bench, 6-on-5. Belmonte moves it forward. Held at the line, McMullen. Down low, Anselmo to the slot. Silver fires a shot. It's blocked by Bonneville. Ishwaran holds it in. 1:25 to play. Belmonte, Ishwaran, one-time shot. It's turned away by McCall. Anselmo, he taps it forward. Puck is loose. Belmonte has it poked forward by Strauss, but held at the line by Ishwaran. He'll work in, moves it over Belmonte, and the net is off. A whistle as the Wolves catch a break as Markham starting to get a little bit of momentum. 70 seconds to play. 36 on the power play. Waterloo not able to maintain any form of control here. It's been all Markham in the offensive end. Faceoff comes forward as Silver controls. He'll move it up to the point. Ishwaran to McMullen. Return feed over to Belmonte. He'll look over his options. Belmonte across the middle. Down low feed. Right in the slot. Bashing away at it. Ball now. A chance to clear. Fires it down the length of the ice. Doesn't go. 13 seconds on the power play. Quickly up. Martin dumps it in as Ball is to it first. He'll ring it around. Forwell can't clear the line. Belmonte to McMullen. He fires a shot that goes directly to the far side corner. 6 on 5. Toe drag shot scooped up by McCall. 28.6 to play. McCall, some of the biggest saves of the night on his end. As Ishwaran, the long toe drag shot, not allowing the rebound. Belmonte pushes it forward, shot right off the draw. Rebound chance, McCall has no clue where it is, and it somehow stays out. McCall falls on top. 5 seconds came off the clock. 23.6 to play. We'll redo it from the left of McCall. 6 on 5 in a 5-4 game. Puck comes free. Belmonte to the point. McMullen across the line. Billingsley. Return feed McMullen. He has trouble on the line. Toe drag shot that misses wide of the target. Humphrey gets pinned to the boards. Aloisi trying to work it free. 8 seconds on the clock. McMullen a shot. Great save by McCall. 5 seconds to play. Belmonte calling for the timeout. Asking his coaching staff if they want one, as the faceoff will go to the left of McCall. They're stacking up the one side as Marks comes off. 4 Waxers to one side. Maybe comes across. Forwell wins the draw. He takes it to the boards, and that will do it. A valiant effort by the Markham Waxers here in the final game of the round robin, but they just come up short, and the Waterloo Wolves are golden. Perfect in the round robin. The Waterloo Wolves are your number 1 seed heading to the semifinal rounds. Final score, Waterloo 5, Markham 4. So these teams, they'll do it again tomorrow. If you think you didn't have enough fun tonight, a whole lot more fun coming your way at 3:30. Waterloo and Markham will square off in the second slate. And in the early slate, it's the North Shore Whitecaps taking on the Toronto Titans. Now we'll look to the ice for player of the game presentations. Player of the game for the Markham Waxers, Noah Belmonte. He was fantastic in the comeback efforts, a goal and an assist. Player of the game for the Waterloo Wolves, Charlie Fast. He scored the 3rd goal of the game for the Waterloo Wolves. But that will do it from the round robin, as the teams will shake hands. So as we move into tomorrow, the semifinals picture is painted on the weekend. Waterloo against Markham and Toronto versus North Shore. I'd like to thank you all for joining us throughout the week here on the OHF YouTube channel. A massive shout out to D-Node once again, Yaz, Omar, Francisco, and James for absolutely managing the situation we had go on here in the final game. A class effort, and to keep the stream going, just a fantastic effort. These guys have been phenomenal all week long. We can't wait to get to the playoffs, semifinals tomorrow. We hope you join us here on the Ontario Hockey Federation YouTube channel. That's all for tonight. Have a safe Friday night. We hope you join us back here tomorrow.
Stack on stack, rack on rack, black, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad, rap, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, black, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad, rap, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad. Stack on stack, rack on rack, black, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad, rap, back on back. That gon' clap, whack on whack. I'm so bad. Stack on stack.